Hello, everyone out there in YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. I, of course, am Diego. And today we're going to continue to talk about Breakfast at Tiffany's. That's right, Breakfast at Tiffany's, that piece of shit fucking rom-com that you ladies, oh, you love it so much. I know it's your favorite rom-com. Oh my God, it's so romantic. You see how beautiful Audrey Hepburn is? I mean, look at that fucking satellite dish she had on her head. It's so posh. Oh my God, I want to own one just like that. I want to go to Tiffany's and have my fucking breakfast over there. Just like she did in the beginning of the movie when she ate that croissant right in front of the Tiffany's. Get it? Breakfast at Tiffany's. And I'm gonna watch Sex and the City and fuck a lot of guys. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what this is. All right, breakfast at fucking Tiffany's. They're just like Sex and the City, same neighborhood, same style, same fucking music, and just like Sex and the City, written by a fucking gay guy. All right. So I'm Diego, and what I give you here is I give you a straight man's point of view. That's the point of view you never got when you watch this show with your girlfriends and your gay friends. No guys fucking asked you, no guys told you what they thought about it because they didn't fucking give a shit, because they didn't fucking watch it. That's why. That's why they didn't. Okay, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to watch it. I have watched it, okay, and I'm going to give you my review. I'm going to break apart every fucking scene and destroy this fucking movie. Now, this movie is a piece of shit. I'm not saying it's not. Okay, but there are some good things here. Okay, there are some good. It's not a total piece of shit. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen. It's not the worst rom-com I've ever seen. I've seen a lot worse than this. Okay, despite how old it is. Okay, it's just there's a couple things in here that just don't make any fucking sense. All right, you've got the Asian, the yellow face. You've got the stupid ass hooker with a heart of gold who falls in love with a hooker with a heart of gold. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody believes that shit. Nobody believes that shit. No one's gonna buy it. Okay. Now, this story was written by Truman Capote. It was published in 1958. They made the movie in 1961. He made this movie for Marilyn Monroe because that was a good friend of his, but she was too fucked up on drugs. And also, she had she was going to die like in a year after this movie came out. And also, she had a contract with 20th Century Fox, and Paramount did this movie, so she couldn't get out of the contract. So they ended up going. They approached some other women like Shirley MacLaine and Kim Novak, but eventually the role went to Audrey Hepburn, and it was a good choice. Now, even though in the book, Holly Galati is 18 years old and she turns 19 in the book, okay, Audrey Hepburn was 31. When she filmed this movie. She was 32 when it came out. So, yeah, she's a little bit too old. But, I mean, she did the character justice. She wasn't the same Holly Galati from the book, but at least it was something similar. And she stole it with her charm, okay? It's her charm that carries this movie, okay? She's the best thing in this movie, honestly, okay? Her and the fucking cat. Those are the two best actors in this whole fucking movie. Everyone else fucking sucks, all right? There's not believable, underwritten or overwritten. I mean, the main love interest, George Papard, he's not a great actor, okay? He wasn't a great actor until the A-Team. That wasn't until the 80s, okay? Now, that was a show I remember him from. When you're a little kid in the 80s, man, you watched the fucking A-Team. That's what Howling Mad Murdoch, B.A. Baracus, and the face, Templeton Peck, played by Dirk Benedict. Yeah, after Battlestar Galactica. And of course, Hannibal Smith, with this fucking little cigar. I love it when a plan comes together. And that was George Papard. He was this ugly fucking bastard. Take no fucking shit leader of the fucking A-Team, okay? He wasn't some fucking boy toy fucking male gigolo. Pretty boy with a fucking hairspray, so much fucking hairspray on his head that he could fucking survive a motorcycle accident. Okay, that's not who he was. Okay, he was a lot better than that. A lot fucking better than that, all right? Now, I'm going to give you a straight man's point of view, so I hope you can handle it because I'm not going to pull any punches, all right? So if you're easily offended, get the fuck out of here right now, okay? I've already reviewed every fucking episode of Sex and the City. I've already reviewed The Notebook. I reviewed Pretty Woman. I reviewed Thelma and Louise. That was a movie I'd never seen before until I did the review. Okay, A League of Their Own. I've already reviewed a lot of your fucking chick flicks, and now I'm going to destroy this one, so get ready for it, okay? Now, in my last video, I explained to you how Holly Galati's character, okay, she's a prostitute with a heart of gold, how she's been manipulating Paul Varjak, the writer slash fucking schlong played by George Papard. Okay, how she's been manipulating him to get him to do what she wants. Okay, and she did. She flirts. She knows how to flirt. I'll give her credit for that. She knows how to fucking flirt. She's not the best looking girl in the world, and far from it. Okay, but she displays this vulnerability, this sense of, I need you to save me. So she goes back and forth manipulating him. She goes from, I'm so vulnerable, please. I miss my brother so much. I haven't been gone since I was 14. There's never enough money in my bank account. And then she goes into, I like that guy and I like that guy. So she's playing the push and pull. She invades his boundaries. She creeps into his room while he's asleep. Okay, even though he just got finished banging another girl for money. She creeps into his room while he's asleep, uninvited. She tests to see if she can hang out, even though she's got a fucking trick downstairs in her room. She helps herself to the fucking the liquor he's got in there that his sugar mama supplies him with. You know, she asks him intrusive questions, you know, about his career, about has he ever been published, you know, and then she points out the fucking the money that his fucking she John left him on the fucking table. You know, he takes offense to that. So okay, and then so she comes across as very fucking oh, you know, I don't give a shit, you know, very morose, you know, very like disconnected. Like she doesn't care about anybody. All she cares about what she wants, you know. And then she'd be like, "Oh, I need you so much, please. We're friends, aren't we? We're friends." You know. And she cons herself into fucking laying in bed with him while he's fucking naked. You know, which I'm sorry, that's just not realistic. Okay, I don't care who the fuck you are. Okay, but if you look like Audrey Hepburn, no, probably you gotta look a little bit better than Audrey Hepburn before I just fucking let some stranger get in bed with me when I'm fucking naked. Okay, you look a little bit better than Audrey Hepburn. But oh well, it's a fucking movie. It wasn't made for me. It was made for fucking gay guys and for you ladies out there that are watching this video. That's what this movie was made for. It wasn't made for me. Okay, if I had written this movie, it would have been a full fucking different. It would have actually been a heterosexual. Okay, it wouldn't have been all this fucking bullshit Tiffany's fucking let's go to the store and fucking get a Cracker Jack box ring to get it fucking engraved. None of that shit would have happened. All right, but moving right along. Okay, so that's where we left off last time. And the next scene that we see, Paul's left flabbergasted because Holly just walked out of his room. He asked her what she was screaming in her sleep while she was on his chest, you know, about her brother Fred. He asked her what was wrong, and she looked at him like, "There's one thing you understand, I don't like snoops." And then she runs out of there crying. He's like, because he's trying to win her approval. He likes this girl. He's letting her do whatever the fuck she wants. She doesn't even call him by his fucking name. His name is Paul. She calls him Fred because that's her brother's name, and he has no problem with it. When she calls him by another man's name, he has no problem with it at all. That's because he has no fucking balls. He has no testicles. Okay, he can't stand up for himself. Not when it comes to her. He'll stand up for himself with other people. Okay, even his fucking sugar mama, he'll stand up to her, but he won't stand up to Holly Galati for some fucking reason. She can do whatever the fuck she wants to him. He doesn't give a fuck. Okay, which unfortunately there are men like that, but they're not men that look like George Papard. Okay, they're not men that are fucking Deuce Bigelow for a living. Okay, they're over here fucking plowing the field for money, and not guys like that don't do that. Okay, unless they're getting paid for it, and Holly Galati most certainly is not paying him for shit. Okay, she's testing him out to see if he can pay her for shit. You see, that's her MO. That's what she does. She looks for rich guys, and she's a sycophant. Okay, and she drains all their money. She demands $50 every time she goes to the bathroom. Okay, whenever she has a party or she has a dinner, you know, she expects the other guy to pay for everybody. You know, I mean, that's what she does. She cons old wealthy men into fucking taking her to parties and to dinners and all sorts of fucking shit. That's her scam, and that's his scam too in a way. He's not really a writer. He only wrote one book and nobody fucking bought it. It's a piece of fucking shit, and he hasn't tried writing since. Okay, his typewriter didn't even have any fucking ribbon in it. So he's a gigolo. That's what he is. He met some rich woman in Rome. Okay, and she decided to fucking hook him up with a nice apartment in a brownstone right upstairs from Holly Galati's apartment. You know, the apartment that she keeps like a piece of shit. But he don't have to worry about that because his sugar mama pays for his clothes, pays for his furniture, pays for his booze, pays for fucking everything for him. Okay, because she wants him kept so she can come visit him. Of course, she's got a key. She fucking paid for the whole fucking place. Okay, whenever she wants some fucking the deep dickin', that's what he's there for. That's his job. That's his real job. Okay, not this writing bullshit. He wrote a book called 9 Lives that nobody fucking read. Anyway, okay, so that's where we left off. Okay, so he's flabbergasted that she left out of there, calling him a snoop and shit, you know. So the next thing we see is he's coming home with some groceries. You know, he's dressed like fucking Mr. Rogers with the fucking the sweater and the fucking shirt underneath. You know, of course he's got the fucking loaf of bread sticking out of the fucking grocery bag because that's in every fucking movie. Whenever someone's buying groceries, there's a fucking big loaf of French bread sticking out of the fucking bag. And he checks his mail in there, and there's a note in there and a gift. A little gift box. He reads the note. It's basically just a note from Holly saying that she apologized for storming out of his room the way she did last night, and that she wants to make it up to him by inviting him to a drink, okay, at her apartment tonight at 6 o'clock. So he's all excited, he's like, oh my god, because he was worried that she fucking was offended by him when she ran out of his room. But now, since she wrote an apology, she actually took the time to write an apology note. He feels special. Oh my gosh, see, she does like me. No girl would have done this, which is true. Most girls would never do something like this unless they were manipulators and gold diggers like this bitch is. Okay, so he thinks he's special. He thinks he's queen of the prom. Oh gosh, she likes me. She likes me. Ooh. My dick is getting so wet. You see what I mean? This is bullshit. They role reverse this whole fucking movie. This ain't the way it goes. But anyway, yeah, and she got him a gift, no fucking less. Anyway, so he goes upstairs. Okay, he opens a fucking gift. Okay, what is it? It's typewriter ribbon for his fucking typewriter. He can start writing something because he doesn't write shit. Okay, he gets to his apartment. The phone rings. He's got this gold fucking phone, and obviously not real gold. Okay, but it looks expensive. Who the fuck has an expensive phone in 1961? Rich people do. And so she hooked his sugar mama, who we don't know her name. I think her name's Elaine something. I think they mentioned it once, but I don't fucking remember. He doesn't call her by her name. He calls her 2E. That is her name in this movie, 2E, because that's also the number of his apartment that she paid for. 2E. Okay, so he gets a phone call from her from 2E, and she says like, "Oh, hi, Lucille." And the reason she called Paul Lucille, okay, is because her husband is in the room, and he can hear her conversation on the phone, and she doesn't want him to know that she's been getting some deep dicking by a young fucking stud, because he's in the bar. We don't see his face, but we see his hands making himself a drink with some fucking gin on the rocks, okay? And she's laying on the fucking expensive couch talking to her fucking, her boy toy fucking, that's been taking care of her while her husband's out of town. Well, apparently her husband came home early, a day early, so she won't be able to get some deep dicking tonight. Like that was the plan, for her to come to his apartment tonight, okay, and get filled out like an application. But unfortunately, her husband showed up, so she can't do it, okay? So, but she just says, "But Lucille, we can have a long extended lunch tomorrow." You know, of course, she's saying this right in front of her husband. Okay, he's like, "Okay, I understand, no problem. You know what? I think I'm actually try some writing today." Okay, and then he hangs up with her. Okay, so yeah, so he's a kept man. All right, let me tell you something. It's good work if you can get it. It's good work if you can get it. I know guys that have peddled pud, so to speak, their services. I will not say anything. Moving right, it's ain't about me. Moving right along. Okay, have I ever accepted money for sex? Have I ever had sex for money? That's what you want to ask me, right? Have I ever had sex for money? The answer to that is no, and that's the truth. I've never had sex for money. That is honest God fucking truth. I have had sex for lots of money. Anyway, okay. Anyway, that's enough about me. Oh, do not comment if you know who you are. Okay. Anyway, moving right along. All right. So that happens here. Okay, so anyway, the next scene is a segue to Holly's party. Holly's party is fucking insane. Okay, everyone's on fucking cocaine or heroin or fucking Molly or whatever the fuck is out there right now. They're taking bars or some fucking shit, dude, or fentanyl, because everyone's all fucked up at this party. Okay, now the note implied that it was going to be a private affair. He could just come downstairs, you know. There's going to be a few people there. They'd have a couple of drinks, and maybe he could make out with her or something, and then he'd have to leave. But no, it's a full-blown fucking balls to the wall fucking house party. I mean, Kid and Play would be fucking jealous to see this shit. So he gets there, and the guy that opens the door, okay, his name is O.J. Berman. O.J. Berman is a casting agent in Hollywood, okay? He's an agent in Hollywood for actors, okay? He's played by the great Martin Balsam. Now, for those of you who do not know who Martin Balsam is, okay, his most famous role is not this. It's not O.J. Berman in Breakfast at Tiffany's. His most famous role is Milton Arbogast from Psycho. That's the guy that fucking Norman Bates fucking slashed his face, and then he fell down the stairs. You know, blood coming down. Remember, it took him like 5 minutes to fall down the stairs. Yeah, that's him. That's Martin Balsam. Okay, he's been on a lot of shit, man. He's a great character actor. He played Maude, and so Maude with Beatrice Arthur in the early '70s. Yeah, he played one of her 5 ex-husbands in an episode of that. He was also the original Dr. Rudy Wells on the $6 Million Man. Yeah, the pilot for the $6 Million Man with Lee Majors. Yeah, he played the doctor that invented the bionics that he put inside Steve Austin's body to create the $6 Million Man. He's done a lot of shit, man. Oh my God. I also remember him from 12 Angry Men with Henry Fonda. He was the juror foreman in that movie, the original one from the 1950s, the black and white one. Okay. Yeah, he was the jury foreman in that one. Okay. Martin Balsam, he's a great character actor. He's been in a lot of shit, but he's most famous for being the private detective that they hired in Psycho, okay, who's trying to hunt down the girl that stole the fucking money. Anyway. So he's there. He plays O.J. Berman. We find out that he was actually Holly's casting agent. He was her theatrical agent. He met her back when she was just moved to the coast. I'm guessing it's L.A. That she came from the boondocks when she ran away from home in Tulip, Texas. Okay, from her husband, the veterinarian Doc Golightly. Okay, her name was Lula Mae Barnes. So yeah, she ran away from there and came to the fucking coast. Okay, and he met her, and I'm pretty sure he boned her. He's an older man. He looks like he's in his late 30s, early 40s. So I'm pretty sure he boned a fucking 16, 15-year-old Holly Galati, who was named Lula Mae Barnes back then. Okay, he was her theatrical agent. He actually got her work, but she fucking blew it off. And the same thing happened in the book. Okay, she blew it off. She had an audition for a major motion picture in Hollywood, and the day before the audition, she calls him from New York, no less. He's like, what the hell are you doing in New York? You got an audition tomorrow. Get the fuck back over here. And she's like, oh, no, I'm going to hang out in New York for a while. And he's like, well, what are you doing? What are you looking for? What do you want? He's like, oh, I'll call you back when I know what I want. And she decides to, because she's a fucking airhead, a ditzy airhead. She's a fucking Lindsay Lohan. Doesn't know what the fuck she wants out of life. She's just a spur of the moment type of girl. A fly by my seats, pants a girl. Okay? Just like that fucking bitch from fucking Pretty Woman. I forgot her name. I don't give a shit. The Julia Roberts character. Okay? Yeah, she's just like that. Okay, so fuck this. This girl is fucking is not responsible at all. That's why she keeps her apartment as a shithole. That's why she doesn't fucking work, and that's why she seduces guys to get them to fucking, well, but seducing, I'll use that word very loosely because she tricks guys into paying for everything. Okay, these guys are pretty upset when she doesn't follow through, if you know what I mean. All right, so anyway, so we meet him, O.J. Berman, and Paul meets him. Now, Paul brought a gift to the party. He's dressed real nice in a suit. Everyone's dressed nice because that's the way they party in the early 60s. They actually wore suits and shit to these parties. Women wore dresses. It was a long time ago. Back when women actually looked and acted like women and men actually looked and acted like men. Unfucking believable. Okay, but he shows up there with a gift. His gift is the fucking book that nobody fucking bought, that he wrote, called 9 Lives. Okay, he gives it to her. He shows up, all right? There, okay, so that's going on here. We also meet O.J. Berman is also flirting with some hot blonde named Irving. Yeah, go figure. A girl named Irving. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so we see it. So he's a cunt hound. So of course he fucked Holly Golightly. Of course he did. Of course he did. I mean, that should go without saying, okay? Okay, now Paul arrives. He's got the book, like I said, all right? O.J. Berman. Even though O.J. Berman is a theatrical agent, okay, he makes a shitload of money. Like he said, he's a power player in Hollywood. He can make people's careers. Holly treats him like he's the servant at the fucking party. He's the one that has to open the door and greet everybody. He's the one that has to fucking make a drink for everybody. He's the one that has to fucking pay for the liquor when it arrives. He's the one she treats him like a fucking servant, even though he's like the fucking probably the most important man. Well, maybe the third most important man at this party. Okay, so Holly is she's wearing a fucking blanket. She comes out of the her hair's nice, it's tied up. She's got the fucking streaks in her hair. She's got the earrings on, and she comes out wearing a fucking a mattress blanket, a beige blanket. I'm not fucking kidding. I know some of you go, it's not a blanket. It's a fucking blanket. She's wearing a fucking blanket. Okay, I call it like I see it. It's a fucking blanket that she's wearing around herself. Anyway, and she's chain smoking like shit. And she's got this cigarette holder that's like fucking 5 feet long, you know. So like she's the fucking penguin from Batman. All right, and she walks out, which was a popular show at that time. Okay, so Holly goes up to O.J. Berman, to use his skills. She basically puts pressure. Hey, this is my friend Paul. You know, he's a writer. His name is Fred. Yeah, she calls him Fred. She didn't call him by his real fucking name. Like the night before, she asked if she can call him Fred. He's okay because he wanted to get laid. He did not get laid, but she still calls him Fred. Now me personally, I would be like, no, call me by my real fucking name, okay? I'm not Fred. Okay, I only let you call me that because I thought you were gonna give me some last night, but you're not. So fuck it, call me my real name. That's what I would have said. But of course, you got no movie if that happens, right? So Paul's like, you know, so O.J. Berman calls him Fred because that's what Holly calls him. Okay, and she says, can you help Fred, my writer friend here, Fred, and help him out with his career, get him some work, that kind of fucking shit, you know? And she tells Paul, you know, he can make things happen for you. Yeah, like he did with you. You fucking didn't even show up for your fucking audition. You fucking probably would have ruin his reputation as an agent when your own fucking client doesn't show up for the fucking audition that you scheduled. Yeah, it doesn't look good on you. All right, but why is he still friends with her? I don't get it. Anyway, so that's going on here. To help out Paul, okay, OJ calls him Fred, like I said, because Holly does. OJ asks Paul if Holly's a phony. He asks, like, what do you think about it? What do you think? He's like, what do you think about what? What do you think about her? Is she a phony or not? He's like, I don't think so. He goes, well, you're right. She is a phony, but she's a real phony. Okay, and then he tells her the whole story about how he set her up an audition, how he met her when she just ran away from the fucking boondocks. Okay, and it took him a year to get rid of her fucking hillbilly accent, and he did it by getting her fucking French lessons. So once she picked up French, then she could speak English better. Now this is all fucking bullshit because there's no way in fucking hell you're gonna convince me that fucking Audrey Hepburn playing Holly Golightly was ever redneck white trash. Okay, she does not have that accent at all. She does not sound like a hillbilly. She does not look like a girl that got rid of her hillbilly accent. accent. No fucking way at all. Okay, she sounds like the fucking Dutch, born in fucking Belgium, educated in fucking London and grew up in the fucking Netherlands. That's what she sounds like. Okay, that's exactly what she doesn't sound like some fucking white trash girl from Tulip, Texas that just showed up in fucking LA yesterday. That is not what she sounds like at all. Okay, no, not at all. You'll never convince me that she was. She didn't even have the fucking mannerisms for that. The bitch doesn't even know how to fucking cook or make any food or anything like that. Okay, and if you grow up white trash, you have to make your own food. You can't go out to eat. You don't have the money for that. You've got to cook your own food. You got to grow your own food. You got to kill your own food. All right, and she does not have any of those fucking skills. There's no fucking way in hell you're gonna expect me to believe that she grew up fucking redneck country. Fuck no fucking way at all. Anyway. I bet you don't even know who the fuck Patsy Cline is. Okay, so anyway, so that's going on here. He tells her that whole story of what happened, how she fucking blew him off at the fucking audition. Okay, he discovered her and all that kind of shit. Blah blah blah. Okay, now she had the audition in New York. She didn't show up for it. Okay, well, of course she didn't show up for the audition, and she just showed up in New York because she doesn't want to work. Holly Galati does not want to work. Okay, for a girl who grew up starving in fucking Tulip, Texas, in the boondocks, she has no work ethic. She doesn't want to work. She doesn't want to fucking earn money. She just wants to fucking talk party and get drunk and smoke her fucking cigarettes, and maybe every once in a while feed her fucking cat with no name, and expect guys to pay for everything. I mean, I have no idea why someone like Paul, now I can understand Paul, he's a male prostitute, he lives off of sugar mamas, but he himself doesn't have any money. All his money is coming from one fucking woman, one client that he has, okay? He's got to learn to expand, and franchise out, He's got to get some other guys working for him. He's got to, that's the only way he's going to make money as a man whore, okay? But he's not doing that. He's depending on everything on one fucking woman, and that ain't going to fucking work. Holly's at least smart enough to know that. So why would a guy who does that, why would he fall in love with a girl who also does that? But with a lot more clients. Let's face it, I mean, the market for prostitutes is a lot more men looking for women than it is women looking for men. Let's face it, unless you're gay, then it's just men looking for men. But, and I'm pretty sure he is, but you can't put that in 1961 because of the Hays Code. All right, so like I said, the party is in full swing. All that shit's going on here, okay? Even the cat fucking is not happy at this party. The cat's fucking hiding from everybody on the top of the shelf. Okay, Holly is like I said, she's got this fucking 3-foot long fucking cigarette holder that she's fucking smoking, and she's acting all pretentious and fake, asking people she doesn't give a shit about. How you doing, darling? All that kind of fucking shit. And I'm pretty sure she's rehearsed, okay? And all the guests here are fucking weird. These are the equivalent of what you would call fucking hipsters, okay, today. Okay, that's basically what's at this party. But at least the hipsters dressed nice back then, or semi-nice. They had a lot of flashy colors, but that might have just been because it was a color movie, A lot of weirdos at this party. You got this old lady, her fucking hat, her blue hat is on fire, and nobody fucking knows. She doesn't even notice it until some asshole accidentally spills his fucking bourbon into the top of her fucking hat and puts out the fire. You got some crazy woman who's looking at herself in the mirror and just like, just acting like that. What the fuck is wrong with her? What kind of drugs are going on at this party? That's what I want to know, because air doesn't get you that fucking high. All right, more booze arrives. Okay, the guy shows up with all this fucking liquor, but nobody wants to pay him, so Holly has to get fucking OJ Berman to fucking pay him. Okay. Paul, it's like he feels out the place, he's looking around, but he can't really talk to anybody. There's a girl there, some hot girls that are talking to each other, but he's cornered in the corner and he can't get out, so he puts his drink on the back of a girl's bare back to get her to move, because he doesn't know anybody there except for Holly. Holly's too busy socializing, so he's basically a wallflower. Okay, he does not fit in with these people. These people have money, they're all fucking super intoxicated, they're all artsy-fartsy asshole, pretentious assholes. He is not one of them. Well, he is, but he doesn't see himself as one of them, hence he doesn't feel like he belongs with them. Okay, he just came there for Holly, and Holly's much too preoccupied talking to other people. It's her party after all. Okay. Even the guy that he was talking to, OJ Berman, even he's too busy fucking flirting with that hot blonde Irving girl that he was talking to. Okay, and then all of a sudden some new characters show up. Okay, we got the fucking Drew Carey lookalike motherfucker, but a little bit shorter. We got some suave fucking basically a Latino James Bond shows up, and then you've got some fucking crazy ass woman in a white dress wearing a goddamn furry snowball on the top of her fucking head. Yeah, I know it's a hat, but I don't know what the fuck you call it or how you get it or anything like that. I'm just gonna describe it as a furry fucking snowball on the top of her head, and she's a redhead herself, okay? And she comes in, she's all fucking drunk, and it turns out she's exactly like Holly Galati. She's a socialite / model, which means that she's a fucking hooker, just like fucking Holly Galati. And she shows up to these two guys. She says that she was upstairs at Mr. Yonishi's studio, his photography studio, and then she picked up these two guys and brought them to the fucking party. Well, we find out that the good-looking Latino guy, his name is Jose, and he's Brazilian actually. Okay, and he's fucking super rich. I guess he's like in line to be president of Brazil or something. He's kind of just slumming it right now. He hooked up with this fucking this hooker fucking model. Mag's Milk with the Wildwood, wherever the fuck, yeah, Mag Wildwood, yeah, he hooked up with her because she's showing him around these parties. He just wants to stand in the back. He doesn't want people to really know who he is. He just wants to observe Americans because this is new for him. You know, he's going sightseeing right now. He wants to see how normal, average Americans party. So he's just there, but he's not really talking to anybody. He's like a wallflower. Okay, and then she brings this fucking short Drew Carey motherfucker with spiked hair and the fucking birth control glasses. We call them the BC glasses in the Marines because you're never gonna get fucking laid wearing them. Yes, he looks just like fucking Drew Carey. I'm not kidding. Okay, only a little bit shorter and a little bit more fucking pathetic. And he's just like, Okay, he doesn't say a fucking thing throughout the entire fucking movie. Okay, but he didn't have to because his reputation precedes him. Okay. His name is Rusty Trawler, okay, and according to Holly Galati, she's explaining this to them. She's explaining this to Paul, who's standing right next to her. Okay, now Paul obviously has the hots for Holly, and all of a sudden, what's the first thing that she starts doing when she gets a little bit of alone time with Paul? Okay, she starts talking about other guys. Yes, okay, this is a tactic that women use it all the fucking time. I tell guys, do not bother with these women. Unfortunately, there's a lot of you out there, okay? This is what you do. You seduce a guy, you make him think that you like him, okay? And then when you finally are at a party or at an event with them, what does she do? She starts telling you about how hot other guys are, okay? Other guys that are in the room, you know, and shit like that, okay? You have just been fucking friend zoned. I used to fall for it in high school all the fucking time and a little bit in college. I'm too old for that shit now, dude. You pull that shit on me, dude, I ain't gonna fucking be there, okay? Okay. I'm out there talking to somebody else. I ain't talking to your ass. I don't give a shit if you invited me to your fucking party, okay? But women like to do this a lot. It's a power trip. It's just another way for her to feel him out, to see what she can get away with. Is he gonna be her slave or does he actually have any nuts? Well, so far he doesn't have any nuts, okay? So he's kind of just like upset that she's talking about how hot the other guy. She actually thought that he was talking about the Latino guy because he's the good-looking tall one. But no, she was talking about the nerdy fucking Drew Carey lookalike guy because he's the 9th richest man in America that's under 50, according to Holly, because she keeps up on these things. And he's just like, oh, damn. So here he is. So now he's still jealous. She ain't after the good-looking rich guy. She's after the ugly rich guy. But he feels inadequate because he's not fucking rich. All of his money that he has, he gets from a fucking sugar mama. So of course he's fucking pissed off, all right? And she's like starts ignoring him. She starts talking to the fucking nerdy guy, all right? And then of course he says hi to Max Wildwood, okay, who's just another fucking stripper. I'm sorry, not stripper, another fucking hooker just like her. A socialite trying to hook up with a rich guy. In the book, she was also like that too. She was they admit that she was actually a prostitute trying to hook up with rich guys. She had fucked the Latin guy and she had already fucked Rusty Trawler. However, in the book, Rusty Trawler was kind of coded as he was gay. That's why he's been married like 4 times, was because all the wives didn't realize that he was actually gay. But you know, whatever. Okay, and also just like in the book, Paul, who's not named Paul in the book, strikes up a friendship with the Latino guy, with Jose, the Brazilian guy. Yeah, they strike up a friendship. Okay, in the book, that's the most interesting person he met at the party. Okay, but obviously you can't do that in the movie. Okay, although they do become really cool friends. They even shake hands and high five each other and hang out together. You know, they escape from the cops together because this party's so fucking crazy that Mr. Yonishi called the fucking cops and the cops arrive. And when they hear the sirens, fucking the Brazilian guy Jose, he cannot have anything to do. He cannot get arrested in this country. He's got to get the fuck out of there. Okay, he looks for Max Wildwood, but she's fucking drunk out her ass. She's yelling at Rusty Trawler. He doesn't say a fucking thing in this whole fucking movie. Just you know, and Holly Galati's like, God damn it, quit talking that way. I'm trying to get this guy to fucking marry me because he's fucking rich, you know. So Max Wildwood gets fucking shit-faced drunk. She tells Holly to go to hell, basically. It tells her to shut up, and then she drinks her last drink, and then she fucking passes out after she just threatened Rusty Trawler by feeding him to something. I don't know. I don't give a shit. So she passes out. So now fucking that was his ride. That was Jose's ride. So now he doesn't know what to do. You hear the cop siren. So fucking Paul decides, hey, let's get the fuck out of here. Okay. He actually answered the phone earlier, but it was inside the the suitcase. So he had to crawl on his hands and knees to get to the suitcase to open it and answer the phone. It was Mr. Yonishi threatening to call the cops. Some guys were fucking sitting on his back. He gets fucking up and shit. Okay. And him and Jose decide to run out of there. Okay. Because they can hear the cops coming. So before he runs into the bathroom, he looks out the window, and downstairs at the entrance to the brownstone is Holly Galati with fucking Rusty Trawler, and they're talking to the cops. And she's pointing up to her apartment. Okay. So the cops are running in there. So they're about to get raided. Okay. So fucking Paul and fucking Jose, they run through the place. Some fucking wild, crazy redhead girl grabs both of them. You know, it's like trying to grab both of them. They're both like pulling her off of them. Like she grabs Jose, then she tries to grab fucking, what's his name? Okay. Meanwhile, the weirdo fucking libtard fucking hipsters that are at this party, you got one asshole yelling at a girl. He's got a fake eye patch on. We know it's fake because he takes it off. You can see his other eye works perfectly fine. That lady that is laughing at herself in the fucking mirror, now she's crying in front of the fucking makeup's mascara smearing down her face. You know, you got some woman talking to some fucking lady, and that lady all of a sudden gets up, and she's been sitting on the shoulders of some guy, but the conversation still keeps going, even though he's got the fucking pearl necklace in his fucking face. All sorts of weird shit's going on at this party. I swear to God, dude, they're doing something in there. It ain't fucking alcohol. I know they're smoking cigarettes like crazy. There's some other shit going on there, because you can't get that fucked up, okay, just on alcohol. Okay, so anyway, so they make it to the bathroom. Paul and fucking Jose make it to the bathroom. They pull back the shower curtain, and there's fucking OJ Berman making out with fucking Irving, the hot blonde tall girl. Okay, so they push him out of the way to escape out the window. They make it to the fire escape, and right there, as the cops are about to raid the party, Paul and fucking Jose kiss each other. No, okay, they don't kiss each other. They shake hands, and fucking Jose takes the fire escape downstairs, and Paul takes the fire escape upstairs to his apartment. Boom. All right. Okay. And that was that scene. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this long. Yes, George Papard. It's hard for me to imagine him in this fucking movie because I remember him as Hannibal from the fucking A-Team. If you remember the A-Team, you had the Face, you had Mad Dog Murdoch, you had B.A. Baracus slash Mr. T. Okay, and he was Hannibal Smith. That's who he was. And to see him as some query-eyed dude that's just like, oh my God, it's disgusting. Anyway. That's enough for this review for today. I'll be back shortly, and I'll continue my review of Breakfast at Tiffany's. I thank you for watching as long as you have, and I'll see you soon on the next one. Bye.